What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a packed daily news show with a lot of things that potentially could happen this week. MOTTA could be announced between Wednesday and Friday. The rumors are also we can have a more clear idea on certain players, one of them being Douglas Luiz, but also Morata's name has popped up again. Yes, Morata again. There's an update on Huijsen, which I don't think a lot of people will like. And there are some surprising updates on Barrenechea and one very strange one on Rabiot, I might say. But before we get into it, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's go through the news. Okay, first piece of news is Douglas Luiz, a name that nobody could have imagined we would get linked with, a month ago, but it's serious. And Gazzetta dello Sport are reporting that confidence is growing in the deal that could bring Douglas Luiz to Juve and send McKennie to Aston Villa. And the reason is that Premier League clubs have problems with FFP. Apparently, it could happen, and it is happening apparently, and they need to sell. They need to recoup money. They need to generate money before the end of the month, and that's why they're pushing a little bit to get this deal done. Juve are pushing to get Douglas Luiz and kind of move on McKennie. So that's a deal that the club could be doing. With Aston Villa. The only issue right now is a difference in valuation. We want around 30 million for McKennie, and they want 60 for Douglas Luiz. So we should be paying 30 plus McKennie for Douglas Luiz, which is deemed, too much by Juve. Giuntoli, at this moment in time, is not willing to spend 30 million euros on Douglas Luiz, so that's a sticking point right now. But again, if Aston Villa is being forced to sell, maybe another club jumps in for Douglas Luiz, but as of now, we are the only club in for Douglas Luiz, or the only club willing to do that deal quickly, especially because McKennie could be included in that deal, but it's still up in the air. The difference is, noticeable. However, all reports suggest that there is a slight optimistic, like people are optimistic that this deal could be done. So let's wait and see if we can get this deal done. Another piece of news I really want to discuss, and this is the title of the show. It's Morata 3.0, or whatever you want to call it, 5.0 at this moment in time. I don't even know anymore. But when Giuntoli came in, I was hoping that I would not even see these links anymore, let alone actually these type of deals happening. So Tuttosport are reporting that Morata's eager to return to Juve. He will need to take a pay cut, which he's willing to do, like Tuttosport is saying, like a deal that could be done. I cannot put no in a different way than just saying a no. When I said many times that I don't want old things back, I don't want old things back for a fourth time. Or whatever, the third time, it's done, it's over. Keep it moving, get something new. Stop doing these things, Stop doing these things. I think people forget, like, backup or not, I think people forget how frustrating it was to watch Morata. He is the reason we spent almost 80 mil for Vlahovic. Like, I get it, like Morata, people have a soft spot for him, but even for Atletico, he had a brilliant start to the season, and then again, he does what Morata always does, he disappeared. And I know he will be a backup, but even if he takes a pay cut, it's going to be an expensive backup. I'd rather have somebody else as a backup. I'd rather have somebody more dynamic as a backup, in my opinion. And I'd rather have a player who hasn't played for the club 3 times already, or whatever. It's done. We need to stop doing this recycling old stuff. Just keep it moving. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Nothing against Morata, because I actually like him. Like I said, he's frustrating to watch, but I like him. Nothing against him, but it's done. I want something new for this club. New ideas, fresh ideas, not recycling old ones. And even as backups, just done. Forget about it. And I hope this is the only time I actually need to mention it this summer. And I hope it's just an easy story on a weekend / Monday to put out there and fill the papers. So Morata, no, that's no for me. Now the Rabiot story is kind of interesting because the Euros around the corner and still nothing. So it should be happening this week. The Euro starts. I don't expect any news on Rabiot this week. I would kind of be surprised, even though the reports are saying a decision will be made, this week. We're waiting way too long. This decision should have been made weeks ago. The club should have told him, we need to know at the end of May. You have you've all season to talk about it. You know who the coach is going to be. You know Allegri's not going to be here. You know what we want. Yes or no? We're being kept hostage by Rabiot, and I don't like that because he's not that guy. Now, Corriere dello Sport is saying Rabiot is asking for at least 8 million, while telling the club he has offers from other Premier League clubs. Giuntoli doesn't like the price increase game and might decide to walk away from the negotiations as he hopes to convince him with 7 million euros. Now, I think the story is kind of blown up. If it's 1 million euro difference, I don't think Giuntoli's like, oh, screw you now. You talk it over, basically. The weird part about the news is that he has offers from Premier League clubs. Why is there no reports that he had offers from Premier League clubs? If he has offers from Premier League clubs, people like Fabrizio Romano know, because they live off talking about Premier League clubs and transfer news. If that was real, that link would have been out there and well known. It's not out there, so I don't get why Giuntoli, is waiting this long. There should have been a deadline, and if they set the deadline until week 2 of June, it's also weird, in my opinion, but whatever, The answer needs to come this week. I will kind of be surprised, even though I understand it needs to happen. I slightly don't believe this story. I don't think it's because of 1 million. It's just, I don't know what it is. If Rabiot is not convinced of staying, then leave. It's better for us and it's better for you if you're not convinced. But let's see. Media says answer this week, so we'll wait and see. And if we get an answer on Rabiot this week. Now, Huijsen, a player we all thought is coming back, be part of the club, long-term future, is potentially on a move this summer. Mirko Di Natale is reporting that Atalanta is seriously pursuing Dean Huijsen. There's already been recent contacts with his agents and whatever. Dortmund, Liverpool, and Newcastle are also interested. When I read that last part, and also we're in for cold miners, if Atalanta really want Dean Huijsen, and Premier League clubs are in for Dean Huijsen, he's gone. The club will sell him. I don't think the club is saying no to 35 plus or whatever, They will not say no, especially if they're selling Calafiori. They will take this chance and they will move on Dean Huijsen for clean plus Valenza on the books. That's what's going to happen. Is it sad? It's extremely sad. We shouldn't be losing a player like Dean Huijsen, ever. I don't know if he will become good, but early signs suggest that he has all the attributes to be a very good center back, and I dislike that. I dislike it because you have Rugani, who's clearly a backup. You have Danilo, who has no place in the long-term future at this club. You have a Gatti, who I think a lot of you don't trust, and you're kind of moving away your potential future again. So I completely dislike it. But I kind of make my peace that he is a player that could be on the move. Another player who potentially could not be on the move on shocking terms of event is Enzo Barrenechea, because Tuttosport are reporting that Motta's intention is to evaluate Barrenechea during the training camp. It's possible that he could stay as an alternative among the central midfielders. Otherwise, he will spend another season gaining experience on loan. Now, the last part is interesting. That tells you the club doesn't really want to lose control of Barrenechea. I like him. I was not convinced when he played for us last season, not in terms of, he has a long-term future at the club. He was just okay. But what he did at Frosinone impressed me big time. He really impressed me. He's calm, he's collective, he's cool on the ball, he knows what to do, he doesn't look out of place, and as a backup, you need him. Cheap, whatever. So I'm all for it. I have no issue with that. And I also wouldn't be shocked if he actually ends up staying unless an offer comes in where the club's like, okay, we need to take this. But other than that, I wouldn't be shocked, and I would be all for Barrenechea staying. But again, preseason, that's one of those players that, yes, you can look at him in preseason and then still can load him out late in the window. That's definitely not going to happen with a player like Chiesa. But that's it. That's a recap to start the week. Definitely things going to happen this week, so stay tuned. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Morata again, the Huijsen potentially moving, and Douglas Luiz reportedly edging closer. And I will see you guys later tonight. Ciao.